Now, this story's from Norway, and despite growing up in North Carolina, my mother is Norwegian, which is where my name comes from. And so the only thing you need to know about this is that in the summer farms, where we would go in the summer, they have these Heidi, like from the movie Heidi, thatched roof log cabins where grass grows on the roof.
Okay.
So that's important in this story.
And the roofs?
The roof is very low. It slopes down to the ground. Oh, not down to the ground. But for example, when we did Easter egg hunts, we'd go up there in the snow, and they could hide an Easter egg in the snow up on the roof, and you could, on certain buildings, you could see that Easter egg.
I'm laughing. An Easter egg hunt in the snow.
Yes.
This was in Norway. Okay. Yes.
Or it could have been in Salem, New York, probably too. I don't know.
Well, we'll see this year. Yeah. So,
all right. Okay. All right. So. Once there was a grumpy, grouchy husband who liked to complain about everything, especially about the way his wife kept the house. One day he came home from cutting hay in the fields and started in again. Supper's not ready. That child is always whining. You mean the cow's not back from the pasture yet? She said, please, dear, don't be angry. I tell you what. Tomorrow let's switch places. I'll go out and cut hay in the fields, and you stay home and take care of the house, and you can show me how it's done. And the man thought, I'd like to take the day off. I'll get her chores done in the morning, and I'll sleep the afternoon away. And so he said yes, and it was agreed, and the next morning she went off, took the sickle to cut the hay, and he began the morning chores. He fed the little girl, he washed some clothes, he put cream in the churn, and he began to churn the butter. He was thinking, this is going well. The baby's happy, I'm being efficient. Maybe it would be more efficient if I went and hung up those clothes I washed so they would have the morning to dry. So he went out and pinned them on the clothesline. Now this clothesline was the sort where you pin them on about waist level, and then you pull the rope to raise the line. And he had just finished pinning on the last shirt when, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the pig head up the steps into the house. Oh no, the churn! He ran into the house. Oh, he was too late. The churn had been knocked over. There was cream and bits of butter on the floor, and the baby was playing, and the pig rolling around. And oh, the man chased that pig all over the slippery, slimy floor, and he finally caught the pig, which was so slippery it fled out of his arms out the door, and the man followed. Oh no! The goats were eating the clothes on the clothesline. Oh, there was a bite taken out of each piece of clothing. The man shooed away the goats and hauled up the line and locked the pig in the pen and cleaned up the baby and mopped the floor, poured more cream in the churn, and began to churn, grateful that the cow gave enough milk that he had 2 churnfuls. It had not had water or food all morning, and that was important. But he knew better than to leave the churn this time. He strapped it onto his back. And taking the baby daughter by the hand, they went out to get the cow. Now, before she went to pasture, of course, she had to have water. So he led her to the well and turned the crank to lower the bucket. And looking down at the bucket going into the well, he bent over. Oh. And the churn tipped, and the cream went over his shoulder and down into the well water. Oh, all the cream in the well water. Now they would have sour milk water for weeks, maybe. And by now it was too late to get this cow out to the pasture and still have lunch. But he had a brilliant idea. There was grass on the roof of the house. Now the house was right beside the hill. And if he put a board on the hill and rested it on the roof, he could walk the cow over. And he tried it, and it worked. And pretty soon the cow was munching happily on the roof. Congratulating himself on his cleverness, the man went down to make lunch, which of course, as usual, was oatmeal. So he was grinding the oats for the oatmeal when he began to worry about that cow. What if she fell off the roof and broke her neck? he should think of a way to anchor her. Oh, he got a stout rope, and he went up on the roof, and he tied it around the cow's stomach, and then he put the other end down the chimney, went inside, and tied that end around his own waist. And now the cow was safe. So he filled a pot with water and put it on the fireplace and started to light the fire when the cow did fall off the roof. And because she was heavier than the man, he did not anchor her, but she pulled the rope and then him up into the chimney while she hung between the roof and the ground. Now, out in the fields, the wife is wondering why she hasn't heard the lunch bell. And she figures she'll go in and see. And so as she rounds the corner, she sees and hears moo. There's the cow hanging there. And so with her sickle, she goes and cuts down the cow, which of course releases her husband inside. And when she goes in, she finds him doing a headstand in the oatmeal pot. After she had fished him out, he had said, wife, I have something to say to you. I'm sorry. I did not realize what you have to do every day. And then he gave her a kiss, and he never complained again.